Hey everyone, how's it going? Once again, my name is Terrence, founder and head mixing engineer here at AuthenticMixes.com. And today I'm going to give you a rundown of some of my go-to EQs that I use in just about every mix. So with no further ado, here we go. The first plugin that I usually use in just about every mix, EQ wise, is the REQ6, which is a plugin from Waves. It was one of the first EQs that I used once I got past that stock version EQ from Pro Tools. But yeah, I got I believe it was the Mercury bundle by Waves, and I fell in love with the REQ6. It has a nice tone as soon as you put it on before you even start making any adjustments. I really like what it does to some of the high end, and I love the way that it just takes from the low end. So yeah, that is one of my go-to EQs that I use in just about every mix. My next go-to EQ is an SSL G channel. Just from floating around studio to studio, running into a lot of different mixing engineers, the SSL G channel was brought to my attention by another head mixing engineer from another studio that I was, I guess you would say, interning. I wasn't getting paid. I was just sitting around basically helping out. And yeah, I love the way that it has not only a EQ, it has a gate and compression. So it's doing three things at one time. But I don't use in just about every mix because it's based on how the mix is sent to me. I do have a home studio. It's more like an online services that we do here at Authentic Mixes. So we get a lot of people's sessions. And with that being said, in just the current state of music, we get a lot of MP3s or what they call 2-track sessions. So with the SSLG channel, I really like to use it on a lot of instruments when I do have the whole tracked out version of a song. So with that being said, yes, the SSLG G channel, I usually use it on my drums, some of the bass. Every now and then, depending on the vocal, I'll use it on the vocal, but usually it's something that I use on strictly instruments. Next up is the API 550A, and that is another plugin, EQ plugin, that I usually use on instruments. It comes with a long list of presets that you can just pretty much load up on just about any track and or any instrument track, and it immediately, you know what I mean, you can hear the difference without even, you know, it's a preset, so it is kind of, you know, you adjust it to the levels or you adjust it to your taste or your ears. But it is something that I do recommend that you get and use if you are working on a lot of tracked out versions of songs or just beats. I get a lot of sessions that are just beats, and these beat producers or beat makers want me to mix and tighten up their beats. So yes, I do say that the API 550A is a great EQ for instruments. Next up, we got the Q8. It's another plugin that comes out of the Wave bundles. I like the Q8 because it is something that I use just on almost every vocal in subtractive EQing. Subtractive EQing is where you go through, you know, the vocal, and you find frequencies that you don't like or you don't feel are deemed necessary to even be there to begin with. The Q8, they also have a Q10, but I like the Q8. The 10 is just a little bit, you know, a little bit too much. But the Q8, I do like the Q8. Like I said, from a subtractive EQing standpoint, it does exactly what it is that I want to do. It allows me to bring up the frequency, hear exactly where it's at, and then cut it out. No floating around trying to see nothing. It's just up, down, and it pretty much does exactly what I want it to do every time. Another EQ is the VEQ4, but it's also another Wave. I mean, hey, I'm over fascinated with the Waves. I do have a lot of different plugins, but Waves is something that I initially started working on, and I don't know, it just comes so natural, and I've been doing it for so long. It's just boop, boop, you know what I mean? I just go click on exactly what it is that I need. I hear it and say, oh, I know that, it'll take it out. So the VEQ4 is something that I use on usually female vocals or usually background vocals. Like I said, I just love the clarity that I can get on the high end. I like the way that it takes out the mids, but it doesn't take from the mids, if you kind of get what I'm saying. I don't know. I guess it's just a mental thing or an ear thing. It just gives me the exact sound that I'm looking for in a vocal once I solo it. So that's no music playing and the vocal is playing solo. I usually, do a little EQing with the VEQ4, and I get exactly what it is that I like. All right, so last but not least, the FabFilter Pro Q2 is my #1 go-to EQ for all purposes. Well, not all purposes. I usually don't use it on instruments. It's just predominantly vocals. I love it because of the way that you can filter out exactly the frequency that you don't want and take it out. You can just, by the click of a button, you can hear it exactly with no music, no nothing, and just solos it out, and then you just tack it out. Then I also love the way that when you bring back, after subtractive EQing, and you want to bring back that little boxiness a little bit in the voice, it does a perfect job. It also, does very good filtering out the low end. But for the most part, once everything is all, kind of the way that I want it, I do always come back through on the vocals with that Pro EQ just to make sure that I can, I got it nice, tight, clear. There's nothing in there. If I hear anything that I, think that I'm hearing, I can always go straight to that Pro EQ. That Pro Q2 by FabFilter, and I can just solo it out and be like, oh, I knew I heard something. Boop, take it out. You know what I'm saying? So that is one of my favorite EQs, FabFilter, the Pro Q2. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up, man. Those are my top 6 EQs that I pretty much use in just about every mix. So be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, where I will keep you updated and be dropping more videos about what I feel and what I like and what I use to make sure that I can guarantee you that authentic mix every time. Peace.